Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another quick CYPRX fundamental and technical analysis video breakdown, giving you guys updates and insights into the most immediate price action to be paying attention to on the digital asset XRP. If you all enjoy these video breakdowns, do us a favor, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe. We're going to be picking up where we left off in this previous video breakdown. If you guys didn't go back and watch it, Ripple XRP April price action, we had been calling out these targets of roughly around 52 to 53 cents. Price can maintain bullish order flow above the 50-cent psychological level, and that we can start to potentially target higher highs here in this area, maybe at around 51 to 52 cents, where we are currently operating at now. We had been mentioning that we were looking for some potential price setups back at around the 47 to 48 cent psychological range in this particular video breakdown. And even in our private community ahead of the curve, you can see this is our monthly Discord where I give my personal analysis on assets that I personally trade and dollar cost average into. You can see back on Wednesday, April 17th. So this is over 3 days ago, almost 4 days ago, as of time of recording this video, that we had projected these bullish targets out on XRP. You can see at the time of sending this screenshot, price action was roughly at around 49 cents. We were looking for a slight retracement down into 47 to 48 cents for a potential bullish recovery, or we were looking for a potential breakout move to see price head back towards the 53 to 55 cent range as our most bullish immediate targets. Second targets are looking for anywhere between 59 to 62 cents. And we're going to get into that in today's video breakdown, giving you guys both bullish and bearish targets to be paying attention to. Real fast though, what I want you all to pay attention to is the make or break week that I personally think we are headed into in the digital asset landscape, looking at the crypto turtle market cap as a whole. We can see that back here in this area of interest was roughly at the end of February, particularly just paying attention to fundamentals and inflation data. We had core PCE year over year coming out lower than the previous reading that was released in January. The previous reading was 2.9% in January, coming down to 2.8% year over year core PCE in February. And we can see the positive implications that had on the total digital asset landscape as we saw a further bullish continuation move, with the total digital asset market cap topping out at roughly at about 2.65 to 2.7 trillion, give or take. Now, we saw a slight market turnaround and some profit taking as the market sentiment via risk on market mood started to dwindle, as we had some higher inflation readings in the middle of March come out. I won't bore you guys to death. I don't want to do too much of a fundamental video breakdown. We've been covering this stuff deep on our X profile and on our previous YouTube video breakdowns. But in a nutshell, we saw that market sentiment risk on start to dwindle as the rate cut narrative started to get faded out when we saw those higher inflation readings in the middle of March. Now, we know what has been one of the key drivers of risk assets, particularly crypto, over the past consecutive couple of months. It has been the optimistic narrative that the Federal Reserve is at some point in time in 2024 going to deliver rate cuts. At the beginning of this year, I think it was hovering at around 4 rate cuts throughout the entirety of 2024. Then it went down to 3, 2, and now it's hovering at around 1 or potentially no rate cuts, pushing them all the way back to 2025 as of time of recording this video breakdown. Now, as we ended March and we rolled over into April, we had some higher inflation readings as well. And we can see again the negative implications that had on the entire digital asset landscape, weighing on risk assets across the board. In this case, we're looking at crypto, drove strength to the United States dollar as we saw risk off market sentiment, outflow of cryptocurrencies, and inflow into safer currencies like the United States dollar and gold. Now, here in this area where this arrow lies, we also had the Middle East conflict with Israel and Iran escalate, which obviously, of course, drove a deeper sell-off in the digital asset space as investors flocked to further safe havens, creating a risk-off market mood. Now, that puts the total cryptocurrency market cap back in this demand range where we were at the end of February when we had those lower core PCE price index figures year over year come out. And I find it very interesting that on Friday, this upcoming week, on April 26th, we have that same exact data set to come out. The core PCE price index month over month and year over year will come out this Friday. So we're at a make or break point where if we see higher inflation readings coupled with upbeat economic data on the US front, hawkish comments from Federal Reserve speakers, or any escalations in geopolitical tensions that drive further demand for the safe haven status of the dollar and prompt a further risk off market mood, we could be on the potential precipice of experiencing another market downturn if we don't break these previous intraday highs and we see further outflows of the digital asset space. Now, in my personal opinion, if a scenario like this did play out, it would be nothing to panic over. In my personal opinion, it would be a healthy correction in comparison to the previous bullish extension that we saw over to the left-hand side from pretty much the beginning of this year, end of January, up into the middle of March when we started to see that market decline. So if we did see a scenario like this play out, or we fail to break these intraday highs on the total cryptocurrency market cap, we see further outflow of risk assets, further inflow into dollar driven by risk off market sentiment. I wouldn't be fearful, and I would be looking at further discounted opportunities to fill up some more bags down here if this did come into fruition. Now, I'm hoping that that's not the scenario that plays out this week. I'm tired of waiting for an epic bull market cycle just like you. So preferably what I would like to see this week on the total cryptocurrency market cap is dwindling economic data from the US front, dovish or any supportive rate cut narrative comments from Federal Reserve speakers this week, and lower inflation readings, hopefully weighing on the strength of the dollar, driving some more demand for risk assets, double bottoming out here at this previous demand range, and potentially breaking back above these previous intraday highs, correcting some of this downwards momentum that we've printed over the past consecutive couple of weeks, right? This would be the most ideal scenario, holding this demand range on the total cryptocurrency market cap, seeing lower inflation readings, downbeat economic data, and dwindling strength in the US dollar. Now, with that in mind, just be paying attention to these Friday fundamentals. We will be giving you guys updates intraday on a daily basis all throughout the week on all of these fundamentals, just like we did last week. We have, starting on Tuesday, some flash manufacturing PMI figures to be paying attention to, new home sales, durable goods orders this week, unemployment claims, advanced GDP figures to be paying attention to. So lots of good fundamentals that are going to create some good market volatility this week. All right. So make sure that you guys follow us on X so that way you get our full fundamental breakdowns that we send in our private community as well. XRP price action. All right. Let's just go over this in very simplistic terms. Risk on market sentiment. What I will personally be looking for is 3 different types of scenarios. I have 2 areas of interest via some demand zones that I'm looking at on my charts on XRP. Remember, we don't use any fancy indicators or anything like that. We use delta zones. So on my charts, I have some delta zones. So 3 bullish scenarios that I would be looking for on XRP if we can hold this current range that we're operating in as we record this video would be, number 1, to see a deeper retracement down into roughly around 47 to 48 cents to bounce off of that delta zone and potentially see a recovery in price back to the upside, to be targeting anywhere between 55 to 57 to 58 cents as our most immediate bullish targets. Scenario number 2 I'd be looking at is a slight retracement, correcting some of this previous bullish move that we just recently seen to come down into roughly around 50 to 51 cents for some better discounted buys to take price back to the upside, again targeting the 55 cent to 57, 58 cent high as our most immediate bullish targets. Scenario number 3 would be if we can break above this consolidation that we're currently experiencing right now as of time of recording this video. The top of this range roughly is coming in around 53,100 on XRP. It would be nice to see a potential breakout of this little consolidation phase, a slight retest of that key psychological level, and a squeeze to the upside. So these would be the 3 scenarios if we can see a continued risk on market sentiment either tomorrow or heading into this week that I will personally be looking at. Now, to the upside, just to look at some potential further targets, if we did happen to break these previous highs here, correcting some of this previous bearish move, and we can maintain bullish price action above these highs, roughly at around 55 to 56 cents. My next immediate bullish targets I mentioned will be 58 cents to 57 cents. And then my utmost immediate bullish targets are going to be anywhere between 61 to 62 cents to come and correct the vast majority of this previous downside move. Now, looking at some potential downside possibilities and some targets that I will be paying attention to, if we do not hold any of the bullish moves that I just mentioned to you all, and we start to break beneath this previous low here at roughly around 47 cents, and we start to see failure to hold above the 53,100, risk off market sentiment driven by upbeat U.S. economic data, higher inflation readings driving further demand for the United States dollar, any ongoing geopolitical escalations that take place driving further demand for safe haven assets and less of a demand for risk assets. What I would be looking for, if we can pull back and we do end up closing bearish beneath these previous lows, the next most immediate bearish targets that I will be looking for on XRP, if we can see some higher time frame candlestick closes beneath 47 to 46 cents, will be targets coming in at roughly around the 39 to 38 cent range for some potential better buying opportunities on XRP. Looking to see if we could get some consolidation around this area if price does come into this range, for then price to flip back bullish to the upside. Now, again, in a scenario like this, it would need to be driven by some type of fundamental event, whether that's some type of black swan event that none of us can predict, or driven by upbeat fundamentals driving strength to the United States dollar, like higher inflation, robust economic data, like labor market data or upbeat PMI figures, so on and so forth. All things that we're going to be covering on the X Space this week. So that way you all can be tapped in and be paying attention. So you all have my bearish targets roughly at around 38 to 39 cents if 47 cents breaks on XRP. If 47 cents and this most immediate bullish range that we're operating in can hold, my first analysis was a slight retracement down into 47 cents for better buys. Second analysis I'd be looking for would be a slight retracement down into 50 cents for better buys. And scenario number 3 would be a bullish continuation move above the 53,100 for better buy continuations. As always, bringing you guys the most realist and logical analysis, just paying attention to delta zones. You need a sound technical analysis approach, an understanding of fundamental analysis, and an understanding of yourself to master these markets. As always, many blessings to you guys. Make sure that you're following us on YouTube so that way you don't miss a beat when we give these price action updates, giving you all insights into our technical analysis strategy and giving you guys accurate call outs intraday. If anybody wants access to my personal and private analysis on the pairs that I personally trade and our delta zones that are updated on a daily basis, you all can see in the premium chat today, our institutional scalper updated all of these delta zones, which is absolutely phenomenal to see such accuracy in this community. As always, many blessings to you guys. I look forward to potentially seeing you guys in the private CYPRX Discord, but I will see you all in the next video breakdown.